Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Shadowrun with me, Cornish-Knight. Yes, that is an orc wearing a corset. Terrifying, I know. Caught Miss Kabuta. We returned Coyote, but she's in a bad state. Oh, I do like her gear. Parkour is there. Miss Kabuta, here we go. Is Mr. Delia in tonight? Yeah, Mr. Delia is in the back bar. It's usually where he does business. You mentioned Coyote's crusade. What is it? Coyote grew up in the Royal, but managed to escape that life. However, her cousin was apparently not so lucky. He came to town about a year ago and fell in with the wrong circle. He was introduced to sim chips and became addicted to BTLs. Coyote has been tearing her way through the chip houses for months now, searching for him and acting as a one-man cleanup crew. How did you get involved in all of this? I'm a former runner now. I provide a safe haven and marketplace for runners who need trustworthy places to congregate and do business. Interesting. Any Johnsons or fixers here tonight? I listened to Mr. Delia. You may wish to speak to Van Gars. He's often stage side. Van Gars is more often a receiver of found articles, but he occasionally has work. Radio. Let's see, that's Mr. What's our objective? Optional, meet all the black market vendors in the safe house. Well, let's talk to Mr. Van Gars. Oh, he's not the bloke we need to turn the diamonds into. Right. Bouncer. Mr. Coolwee. The hulking troll bouncer is immaculately suited, stands oppressive as ever. The absence of dust on his broad shoulders is the only real indication that the man even moves. He nods to you, approach. Evening, I see Coyote is back, looking only a little worse for wear. We have the you thank for that. For having her back part. Yes, I didn't rough her up. If that's what you're wondering. Paku and I tracked her down. Always wondered what she saw in him, but I guess he isn't all bad. I'm just glad she's back. Couldn't stomach losing anyone else so soon after what happened to Sam. You feel protective of the people here. Guess it's your job to care. You're just a big old sheepdog, aren't you? Let's go with that one. Immensely towards anyone who walks through that door to be an employee or a patron, unless they mean ill will, of course. I never asked a few questions. You hear anything about Sam's death? People say it was the Ripper, but people say a lot of things about what they don't know or what they don't understand. You know, I can find a fence. I think Van Gars is at the bar near the stage. The dwarf with the cyber eye, can't miss him. How long have you been working for Miss Kabuta? I crawled in here after basically after I awoke. Miss Kabuta took me in and gave me a job. I've been here ever since. Basically, in this world, you can like turn into one of the goblinoid races, like an orc or a troll. It's not supposed to be not that pleasant. Do you have to pay extra for a manicure? Do you have to pay extra for manicure on hands that big? It's not the size that charge. It's not the size they charge more for. It's the blood under the fingernails. Ooh, I see we get going. Yeah, I get the feeling he's not really. Johnny Clean. Johnny Clean leans on his seemingly brand new mop and surveying the crowd at the Union. Hey, Johnny. I'm looking for where Cherry took Coyote. Where's the safe house? Thank you for the tip the other day. Miss Kabuta said I should go to the safe house, but I don't quite know what it is. Let's go with this one. Your piano is a little out of tune. Check it out. I had a feeling it was the piano. Expectiano, play chopstick, play. There we go. As you slowly peck the notes out of the keyboard, they spark a faint memory of one that immediately forgotten as the entire piano slides to the left, revealing a hidden staircase. You descend the stairs into the Union's safe house. Couple of runners. Welcome. What's in here? Ooh, I see. It's that then. Not a lot, okay. So let's see what we've got. There's Dr. Sarah Castle. There's the clothes guy. Who is this? Al Jano. T.B. Gerberman. David Fry II. Theodore Buster Gerberman is a well-groomed orc, dressed with precision that's just the straightest lines of military officer's uniform. His hair is cropped short, high and tight, as they say, and the neatness of this present is only compromised by the uneven tusk protruding from his mouth. The only other defect in this picture affects into the man's cybernetic right arm, which is obvious enough to be noticeable, but not so obvious as to ruin the line of his suit. Interesting. When he speaks, the orc's voice is soft and thoughtful, and he talks almost exclusively in numbers, calibers, range, rounds per second, arcs of fire, razor factor, tensile strength, and of course price. Bunker Buster Gerberman, at your service. Friends call me Mr. Buster. I also answer the Sergeant, Sir, or even Theodore on occasion. Any time you're in the market for firearms, ammunition, or ordnance, I'm your man. What can I get for you? What exactly do you sell here? Things that go bang in all shapes and sizes, plus other odds and ends on occasion. Consider me your personal armoury. All weapons are guaranteed to meet strict UCAS military specs, as all your money back. In addition, I can handle routine maintenance, repairs and upgrades if you so desire. And if that isn't enough, I can also teach a safety and instruction course every weekend. This week we're covering bayonets. Mark my words, they're making a comeback. Let's see what you got. So he's got a slightly improved assault rifle, a basic assault rifle. Okay, so it's basically the same as this one, just with a slightly larger clip size. I'm okay with what I've got. He's got grenades, basic health packs. So I'll probably grab another health pack. There we go. Confirm. I think he's the tech bloke, David Fry II. Every inch of the tech alcove is covered by a chaotic patchwork quilt of cybernetic boards, chips, wires, displays, and a million other things that you can't identify. In the eye of this techno bitch storm stands the dwarf, immaculately dressed and supremely calm. I know that look. Don't let the size of the shop fool you. I can get any matrix hardware or software that exists. If it doesn't exist, then I can get it made for you. Any questions I can answer any gear you need. What's an ESP? Johnny, you want to take this one? Sure. When you infiltrate the facility on the run, you have a team. When you jack into the Matrix, you are alone. That's where ESPs come in. An ESP is a highly advanced artificial life program, which when you deploy it, manifests as another team member in the Matrix. Different types of ESPs have different abilities. I get the feeling he's not a cleaner. What do you have for sale? Yeah, this is basically like for the hackers, for people who are hacking. Which is not something we're doing and we can't do. Ooh, I missed that, so I thought it was good to see you down here. Happy to be of help if I can do anything. Why are you dressed as a janitor? Did I stand up upstairs? No, janitors never do. When I was younger, I had the rep for getting in and out of the system so cleanly that no one knew I was there. Half the Matrix runs that earned me my rep were made possible because I was able to get inside a facility posing as a janitor. Now it's just sort of part of me. Is it true that you're part of the Echo Mirage team? Let me take this one. Listen, I know the guy for over a decade and he's been smart enough not to tell me, so he's sure as hell not going to tell you anything about those days. For your health and his, best let that one go. I must have missed something. Oh well. Johnny Clean. Be careful out there. Yeah, messed it up. Oh well. He's the clothing expert. Eric Mersman. Change your clothes, change your life, right? Not only will you look better, not only will you look bad now or anything, but each, not that you're looking bad now or anything, but each one will help you keep the right side of the ground. So here's Ali Punk. I'm okay with what I've got for the moment. And who's this guy? Algernon. Hoo boy. Algernon, past the bar, the edge of the safe house has become something indistinct due to the hit magical haze surrounding this particular elf. The man seems only half of this realm, his mind wandering the far horizons of the astral space, while his body peddles his otherworldly wares. A good evening, young dwarf, and welcome to this humble home that we call the Union. I am Algernon, half-dream. Pardon me. To ease your way through the sixth world, I offer you the best in magical foci, spells, and fetishes for conjuring of spirits. Let's see what you have. He's got aim, dispel magic, that might be nice. Heal wounds, that would be really nice. Stun spell, acid stream. Lightning bolt. So let's get heal. And we'll grab magic as well. What else do we want? Yeah, let's get that one as well, 'cause that looks good. So, what do we want to get rid of? Let's switch that one out and we'll grab the spell magic, heal. We've got a couple of attack spells and one that decreases their ability to actually hit stuff. That seems okay. Yeah, confirm. Let's talk to the gun runner again. Come on. Yeah, the button, they don't use keyboards in this game, for they have hidden keyboard commands, and the mouse isn't always responsive. This is quite an old game, you have to remember. Right, we've got 600. I need a basic stopping pistol. Actually, can I even use pistols? I don't think I can. No, I can only use rifles. Okay. That's a shame. I thought I would be able to use a secondary spell. Ah well. My mistake. So what are we rocking with spell wise? Mana ball, fire throw. Target, decrease targets to hit the chance by 12%. That's not too bad. Heals all damage for the most recent attack. Yeah, dispel, okay. And your basic dispel magic, because that's really important in this game. I'm reckoning. So here's what we go and we talk to her. Dr. Sarah Castle. That's the main story quest. I'm just going to go upstairs and talk to optional meat, all the black market vendors in the warehouse. Okay, now I take it the C's important. Is that her arm? Holy moly, that's her arm. Make it quick, I need to operate. There's a demon on your shoulder. Thanks for helping me out back there. And you're still dripping blood all over the place, and even more so now about your arm. Looks like you could use a hand. Tell me about the night Sam Watts died. Sam's dead? Geez, lady, do you really think this is the time? How did he die? He's gonna have to wait. The Wistwoman needs surgery now. Okay, folks, I'm going to have to ask you to go sit in the waiting area, watch some travel vid or something. This young lady and I have work to do. Miss Kabuta never said what kind of cyber arms he's going to get. I have some questions first. Take it easy. Kyoto will be here when you wake up. I have some questions first. Cornish-Knight, can't see she's in pain. Did you see that arm, chummer? I have to operate now. Now, Kyoto, let's take a look at your face. Leave it. Excuse me? Kyoto, I earned this face. But for being stupid, I'm going to keep it. End story. What do you say, kid? With one swift movement, he sinks a syringe into Kyoto's thigh. Night-night. Right. I'm going to talk to Dr. Sandra Cast first. In the Shadowrun circles, the term doctor is often used quite liberally to describe any sore bone with a needle or thread, but in the case of the Union's residential medical expert, nothing could be further from the truth. The safe house boasts a fully equipped medical suite, complete with same monastic fetuses. This is a 6-word medication of the highest caliber. The doctor herself is unassuming, short, perhaps the type to go unnoticed entirely, if not for the spiritly spirit perched on her shoulder like her personal gargoyle. The spirit's burning eyes follow you constantly, even if the doctor's own eyes are buried in her charts. However, she does look up long enough to acknowledge your approach. I'm Dr. Castle. I understand you were instrumental in bringing Kyoto back to us. Thank you very much. And I suppose you were the one who patched her up. Impressive work. Null scene. Now fixing up her arm, that was a piece of work. I gotta say, that was some work you did on her. Let's go with that. Surprisingly routine as it so happens. She notes your eyeballing at the facility. I can tell you're surprised to find a full service medibay under the dive bar in the slum. Don't be. This is the Shadowrun bar after all. For a purveyor of cyberware or traumatic kits, there is no better place to set up practice. I patch runners up, install and maintain their cyberware, and provide medical supplies for their run. I may not be as mobile as Dr. Wagon, as Doc Wagon, but I'm the next best thing. What can I help you? Can I help you with anything? Trauma kit, that's your medical supplies. What cyberware do you have available? I see Seaman Asset Fetuses. You a Seaman too? Well, modern medicine technology makes surgery less disruptive than it used to be. It's still an ordeal for both the body and the spirit. It requires extensive recuperation to properly heal. I am trained in the ways of the spirit world as well as the ways of the scientific world. I do my best to heal the whole patient. What's that on your shoulder? This little guy supports the healing rituals I perform on my patients after surgery, dramatically reducing their recovery time. No standard procedure, of course, but the risk speaks for them. But the results speak for themselves. What cyber do you have to offer? Right, this is the thing that you have to realise. This is our current essence, which is 6, which means how much we basically can use magic. Essence after operation. If we basically, for example, put in, say, a data jack, or see, look, if we put in a data jack like this, our essence will decrease, which means we'll be able to use less magic. You can get away with having a bit of tech in you. It's not really worth it, in my personal opinion. Some stuff is not too bad. It depends how cyber you want to become. Let's see, medical supplies. There's some really nice medical kits in here. See, look, Doc Wagon's golden trauma kit restores a teammate to life with 50% of their total health points consumed when used. Yeah, it's pretty bad if you will use up a lot of your supplies. So that's the person. I need to talk to her. I also need to talk to the bloke upstairs. Let's talk to her first, Kyoto. She's healed up not too bad. Kyoto looks both better and worse than the last you saw her. All the gaping holes are plugged and she's sporting a new shiny cybernetic arm. But now the adrenaline has worn off, it's clear that she needs some rest. Good morning. Thanks for the miracle of modern science combined with Doc Castle's magical healing powers. I'm almost good as new. Better, really. Nice arm. Are you ready to some questions? Are you ready for some questions now? Can I talk to you for a few moments, Kyoto, about Sam? Let's go with this one. Kyoto looks generally sad. Look about Sam. Yeah. Can't say I'm surprised he's dead. Sam was on the downward spiral for a long time. What can I tell you? Tell me about Sam. I hear you liked him. You saw Sam on the night he died. What did you remember about that night? Did Sam have enemies? Where did Sam live? Let's go with this one. I did. He made me laugh. No one else seemed to like Sam's jokes, but I did. No accounting for taste, Sam made some bad jokes. Did you guys jam? Me too. You were friends. We ran together. Let's go with that one. Got it. Guess it was the same way for me. In a way, we drank together. Sam just had a way of charming you. I guess I knew him best than anyone here. Sorry, he's gone. How bad was his drinking? If it was just the drinking, it would have been bad. But Sam wasn't a monotonous type. He dabbled in everything: booze, chips, drugs. He loved the nitro, whatever he could get his hands on. It wasn't always like that, but once he got sick, he started using more and more stuff to try and forget about it. Sam was sick. Dying, didn't you know? Yeah, everyone could tell. You could just look at him and see he was a walking corpse. It had to be the drinking. When he disappeared for a while, and one day he came back looking better. Looked good, even. Did he say how he got better? He said his mum helped him out. Never said how. Oh, I got a bad feeling. Well, okay, I've got a theory here. Hear me out. He's obviously had, if it's the drinking, it means he's obviously had like a liver transplant or something, because that's something that you normally get if you're on alcohol. If you're a serious drinker, your liver gets absolutely killed. So if you get a new liver, you normally tend to be better. And in his case, Sam came back and he looked better. And his mother helped him out, which means, and his mother died. If we recall, she died under suspicious circumstances. So, did he kill her and steal her organs? Oh, that might be bad. I mean, and then someone will go around stealing back organs from people that have had surgery. This could get really... Oh, Sam, what have you done, man? What have you done? Where did Sam live? On the streets mostly. He occasionally convinced someone to let him flop on their couch, but he always overstayed his welcome and got kicked out after a few days. Sometimes I'd sneak him down here so he could crash one of the bunks. He used one the night before I saw him last. Did Sam have any enemies? She thinks enemies, that's hard to say. Sam partied hard, and when he did, he ran his mouth off pretty good. Got his ass kicked on more than one occasion, but no, I don't think he had enemies, at least none that I was aware of. You served Sam the night he died. What did you remember about that night? It was pretty average night, regular crowd. As I remember, Sam was drinking with a guy named Amitagi. Jack Amitagi, yeah, you know him, met him. He's a charmer too. She bites her lower lip. I like gingers. Anyway, Jack and Sam were having a few. Well, Jack was having a few. Sam was tossing him back. Sam back, but good. Eventually he got loud, the way he sometimes did when he mixed drink and who knows what, and Miss Kabuto wanted him ejected. Mr. Coolweed wasn't around, couldn't remember why, so she asked Jack to do the honours. Jack dragged him out to the alleyway, and that's the last I saw of him. She said he was loud. Did you remember what he was saying? She thinks, standard Sam Drek, how he grew up rich and didn't deserve this, how he hated his mother, how he loved his mother. It was pathetic stuff. Now I need you to do something for me. What do you need, babe? I need you to talk to Mr. Dahlia for me about the royal run. He's usually upstairs. Tell him I didn't get the gems. Maybe I can take another run at whatever they recover. When I recover, I will. Right, okay. So he's got a berth. Let's talk to Mr. Dahlia first. Oh, I got a bad feeling about this. If Sam has done something stupid and got... if Sam's killed his mother for the organs, that's gonna be unpleasant. If someone's running around stealing organs, that's gonna be even worse. And there's Mr. Dahlia. Come on. Van Garris. Sorry. Oh, that's Van Garris. Hey lady, wait a minute. He covers his comlink for a moment, tilts his head away, but you see he's still staring at his heads-up display. I'm a fence. If you've got anything you need to unload, you can come to see me. Sorry, yeah, I thought this was someone else for a second. Right. There's Mr. Delia there, talking with Parku. Mr. Delia looks small and tough, with one untraceable snotty on his back and a heavy vest under his trench coat. You've got the air of someone who gets things done and occasionally does them himself. He might be an ex-runner or one of the rare ones smart enough to move over to management when he feels his reflexes slowing down. What do you want? You Delia? Yeah. What is to you, asshole? Can't you see I'm busy? You sent Kyoto to get something, we've got it. Kyoto sent us. We've come to conclude your business with Kyoto. At the mention of Kyoto, he finally gives you his full attention. Why didn't you say so? Kyoto is late and my client is getting anxious. Where is she? Downstairs trying on a new arm. Your run went south on her. She's getting stitched up downstairs in the med bay, got an arm torn off on the job. No kidding. Well, whatever, she's tough, she'll pull through, so who are you two? Cornish-Knight and he's Parku, the guys that got your goods, what's the difference does it make? Cornish-Knight and he's Parku. Great, well we're all deduced now, give me the stones. Hold back the pebble with the runes on it and give him the rest. There's one with a pebble with runes on it. Let's give him all the stones because it's not good to double cross a contract. In an instant, with a jeweler's scope on his eyes, moving quickly through what appears to be the most valuable stone, he stops and he finds what appears to be an odd pebble inscribed with Hebrew characters. That's the one. He pockets it. Okay, you've done good, but you're late, and Kyoto knows that in this case, late equals no payment, but I'm feeling magnanimous tonight, so you guys can keep the rest of the gems as your reward. Deal. Miss Dahlia looks you up and down, takes you all in. Listen, you look like the sort of woman who might run a crew of your own one day. Might need a little talent when you happen comes to me. I'll set you up. He dismisses you with a wave. Looks like you impressed him. I no offense for those gems. Van Gas, follow me. Right. Let's go and talk to the fence. I will say this game is a lot more linear. I've played it. It's quite linear. Not all of it, but enough to know it's relatively like from point A to point B. The second one, which I've played a little bit of as well, it's a lot more open world. Van Grass is fiddling with his cyber eye, one noodling on his PDA. You're back, still business. What's your story? I can see you're a busy man. He nods his head. That's right, and so I wouldn't bother you if you didn't come into possession of these rare stones. You have my attention, rare stones, huh? Let's see these rare stones. You hear the servos in Von Grass's oak cyber whirl as magnifying lenses slip into position. He bends his head over the stones for a few seconds, maybe less. Where did you get this dreck? A gumball machine? I'll give you 1,000 for them. Academic. Did your software in your heads up display appraise the value of the stones? Let's go with that one. He looks amused. Could be. We both know International Gemological Institute will set the price far higher than your offer. It will take time for you to get the top new end for it. Let's call it 2,000. You've got a deal. Done. Give me your cred stick. There we go. So we got paid. What's the last outlying stuff? Investigate Sam's bunk. Okay. Let's go back downstairs. A lot of running about. Let's check out his bunk. The bunk is a mess and reeks of booze. Searching through the seats, blankets and pillows, you find an old photograph that has seen a lot of wear. Look at the image on the photograph. Check the back. Look at the image. The picture of a blonde boy and girl, both about the age of 14, sitting on the deck on the edge of a lake. They appear to be twins. The boy has his arm tightly around the girl's shoulder and is mugging for the camera. The girl is planting a kiss on his cheek while making elaborate ears behind his head with his fingers. Check out the back of the photo. Written in the woman's hand are the words Sam and Jessica, Lake Samasa State Park, summer 2040. Pocket the photo. Right, let's talk to Coyote again. Did Sam have a sister? Did you know someone by the name of Jessica? I found something in Sam's bunk that Sam was using. Let's go with his sister. Her brows furrowed. Yeah, I think he did. He mentioned her once. It didn't sound like they got along that well. Your comlink cheaps, and the screen shows the smiling face of Officer Argur. He is smiling. It must be about money. Are all the cops on the take are as happy as you? Talk, Officer Arguri. What a pleasure to hear from you. Let's do that one. Yeah, we're buddies. Let's go dancing soon. Listen, the Ripper got another one. The victim worked at the NTSP investigations facility down on the docks. You owe me for this. Put it on my tab. You there now? Better get there quick before McCluskey arrives. The imagery today dissolves at the call ends. Another Ripper murder. Where? The docks. I've got to go. Okay, listen, I want to help. You dragged me out of the Royal before. Something bad happened, worse than getting my arm torn off, and Sam was my friend. You head to the docks, and I'll see if I can track down Sam's sister Jessica. She might be able to help us. See you when I get back. Don't need your help. See you around. See you when I get back. Let's go with that one. Let's get going. What's our mission? Take a cab to the Accident Investigations Unit. Is that what it was called? The NSTP warehouse. Okay. Wish we could talk to the orc. Can't get back stairs. Ring taxi. Call a cab. Get to the South Seattle docks. South Seattle docks. Leaving the Seamstresses Union behind, you head to the docks. The Ripper's killed Sam. Maybe he or she slipped up with his latest victory, gritty, grime and grey. The rain doesn't help matters any. Layers of dirt mixed with abandoned wooden pallets. Repurposed into makeshift furniture for the day workers. Garbage collects in the gutters of the broken down streets. Pardon me. This reputable is the district's middle name. Your destination, the National Transport Safety Board warehouse, is located on the south strip of the dock towards the less maintained end of the waterfront. Despite the presence of those who linger in such places, it's quiet as you approach the gate. Right, lots of crashed aircrafts. Street worker. Some kind of industrial complex. Lone Star. Guard looks bored. He toys with his guard absentmindedly, like he might shoot someone on the whim just to watch it die. Hey, look. Hey, you're about to trespass on corporate property. Are you looking to get dusted, street scum? I'm working with Lone Star on the crime scene investigation to the NTBSP warehouse. Let's go with that. You saw you are, and I'm Luffy, the King of Dragons. Luffy, the King of Dragons, beat it. Okay. Just fantastic. We need to find a way in. What's this? There's a gap between the fuselage and the building, just large enough for someone of your stature to crawl through. It looks like you can sneak through here to bypass security checkpoint. Crawl through. You got free karma for that. Okay. Is there anything here? Doesn't look like it, and I don't want to get caught by security. Let's dive into the building. Yay for being small. The warehouse. Inside the large grey warehouse is typical of the as the outside, high ceilings adorned with gilt girders and rickety catwalks top a huge utilitarian room. Concrete and steel walls meet a concrete floor. This is a place for storing things and nothing more. Despite the quiet on the outside, inside is a hornet's nest of Lone Star officers going about their business. At the centre of the activity is the Emerald City Ripper's latest victim. With uniforms everywhere, no one stops you at the door. It seems this case hasn't leaked to the press yet. Lone Star or not, you've got a job to do. Right. There's our informant. Officer Oguri. Come on. Take your sweet time, don't you? You know the traffic these days, fill me in. We had time to go over the evidence while you were en route. Turns out this might not be a Ripper murder after all. I left the computer on in your office over there if you want to see it for yourself. Victims worked here at the NTSP warehouse as a black box researcher. NTSP? National Transport Safety Board. This warehouse is used to go over the wreckage from plane crashes to try and determine what happened. The victim was in charge of their highest priority investigation at the moment. We're going through the victim's computers and his case notes indicate that he was selling secrets. Idiot, kept records. Scientists don't make good criminals. They get battle get you killed quickly. Spilling corpse secrets, not the wisest career choice. Scientists don't make good criminals. Tell me about it. Some runners like you probably offered him to cover up his corporate master's involvement and tried to make it look like a Ripper killing. Here's the office key. Check it out for yourself if you want. Rightio. Better be quick about this. Right, so what we have in here? Ooh, there's a computer. The researcher's working cyber terminal has been left on, presumably by the Lone Star investigators. Read the case notes for file 95. Case file 95 Federal Boeing jetliner, ID number 2305, corporate owner Ares. Plane had severe mechanical issues resulting in a mayday at 4 minutes past 3 a.m. on the June 17th, 2053. Quarter to 3, the pilot reported that the altimeter was reading in negative values. 11 minutes to 3, the co-pilot takes over the controls as the pilot leaves the cabin to investigate the rear of the plane. Computer 2 minutes to 3, the pilot cannot be contacted or located by the plane steward. 4 minutes past 3, the co-pilot radios in a mayday. 12 minutes past 3, the plane crashes into the empty field into western North Dakota. So either the pilot abandoned the plane or he died of something. Case file 96, Pratty and Whitney unmanned ID 327, corporate owner Ares, summary redacted, time log redacted, sounds suspicious. The file has been corrupted. Read the researcher's private notes. The notes that appear on screen pertain to the NTSP case file 96, the crash of an airliner's jet near the UCAS and National. I'm trying to remember how to read the net word. Sioux National Borders. The crash is. So I am tired today, folks. National Borders. The crash is reported the result of an equipment failure. Reading further into the investigating notes, however, you can find substantial evidence linking the crash to experimental Renraku research initiative. This information could be worth a great deal to the right buyer. You download the research notes onto your PA, leave the computer alone. Rightio. This appears to be the victim's locker. The door is slightly ajar. Inside you see several of the man's personal items. Inspect his toothbrush still wet from being used. It smells of minted cigarettes. Inspect the comb. The comb is black plastic and has some wiry grey hair stuck to it. Leave the locker. Right, okay. So nothing of great use. Shu? Is that Shu? So I'm trying to remember how to read the name, I do apologise. Just dressed in a Sano half sky. A bloke's arm, that's not pleasant. Cornish-Knight, surprised to see you here, let me guess. Officer Aguri tipped you off. Suppose you must have made an impression on him at the market this day, or your credit did at any rate, he chuckles. Anyway, surprise, you've got another Ripper victim on your hands. Looks like business is good at the Dial and Morgue these days, so that's the story of this one. Looks like you've been putting in some overtime, Dresden. What can you tell me about the victim? Let's go with that one. Male victim, mixed Native American descent, aged 38. Based on the condition of the body, looks like he was killed around 2 in the morning. And yes, I'm a little tired, bodies have been piling up like cordwood, it seems. Cause of death unknown, several internal organs were removed from his body after death quite gruesomely. I'm not sure if the killer even knew what they wanted before they started cutting. Not much else to tell you, really. He does have a lot of pre-existing scar tissue, so he probably had a major surgery at some point in recent history. Unfortunately, with the organs gone, I can't determine the nature of the surgery. Any idea which organ the Ripper was after this time? Well, the killer was definitely took the lungs. The more I look at it, though, the other missing organs may just be eviscerated with the rest of the chest cavity. Is McCluskey getting in close to a suspect? That's pretty good one to have. McCluskey couldn't find his ass with both hands. Don't tell him I said that, though. How's Officer Arguri doing on the case? He seems like a real go-getter. Arguri would love to solve it before McCluskey and get his golden detective sealed. Plus, he'd love to see McCluskey suck it in front of the superiors. He's already tried to bribe me to keep information from McCluskey and slip it to him. I'm inspired by the tireless pursuit of justice. Did you take the money? He grins from midway. Do you have any idea how much this job pays these days, ma'am? I don't think Aguri's officer salary is going to do much to seduce me to helping him. It sounds like the Ripper is taking a different trophy from each victim. Sam's liver, this guy's lungs. Any theories? Oh god, don't tell me he's making a golem. I don't have a theories. I'm just a scientist who happens to prefer dead people. However, while there was massive damage to the chest cavity, I could see that the victim's lungs were transplanted, which is interesting since another victim's missing heart was also a transplant. Okay, so let's think about this. Sam's mum's died, and Sam miraculously got better, which suggests that he got a liver transplant. Don't tell me he basically killed his mum and sold the organs, and someone's trying to get the organs back. Oh god, it's going to be his sister, isn't it? I get a feeling it's going to be his sister's basically been doing it. Granted, modern medicine made organ transplants relatively easy, but that's an odd coincidence. But as scientists, it's just that a coincidence. This is only the third body I've personally examined. One of the other branch managers handled the other two. If I find that more of the victims have organ transplants, I'll let you know. Who is the woman over there? No clue, she just sewed up. Next to kin, I think. Got to take a look around. Good luck. Right. This is where we're going to end it for today, ladies and gentlemen. If you have liked, please press the like button. If you wish to subscribe, please press the subscription button. You can follow me on Twitter or on Steam, or leave a comment in the comment section, and I will get back in contact with you. This is Shadowrun Returns, as we are on the hunt for the Ripper murderer, as he's stealing... I get the feeling he's stealing just like one person's organs. He's deliberately tracking down someone who's had their organs transplanted into other people. That's how it feels to me. I think Sam may have done something really stupid. So we'll see you all next time. Goodbye.